Am I the astronaut for not wanting to cook for my partner anymore? Hey, Dusty, Candy, and Tony. Oh, look at that. They know the whole gang. Longtime listener and would really value your opinion on this one. I love to cook and to try new recipes. Last night, I showed my partner 3 different recipes and I would like to try and said he could choose between them for dinner. All the recipes had pictures and or videos so you could clearly see what was in them. I read out the ingredients list. He said they all sound good. In the end, we chose one that better suited the meat we had available to use. He said that one would hide too much of the flavor of the meat and the other we could do anytime because it was pretty simple. So the third option it was. I got all the ingredients from the shop, made the sauces from scratch, and plated the dish as it was pictured on both of our plates. Now there was one vegetable in it that he had complained about before, saying that it is always tough to eat, but I made sure to slow roast it till tender and season as well. This vegetable is at the top of the ingredients list and very clearly visible in the picture. He also was in the kitchen watching me prepare all of this. Once we sat down to eat, he pushed his food around and picked out the meat and cheese. I asked him if he didn't like it, and he said it was good. He kept moving his food around, then I asked him again if he liked it or not because I could whip up something else. He said it's fine, but once he had a mouthful of that one vegetable, he got up and spat it out. I was furious. I felt so disrespected and hurtful. He just said, "You know I don't like that vegetable." But he chose this recipe. I was so annoyed I went straight to bed. When he came into bed, he said I overreacted and he ate the whole thing. But when I got up this morning, his plate was mostly still full of the meal and sitting on the bench. I might be being dramatic, but I really don't want to cook for him anymore. We've been together for many years and he has never been this rude about my cooking. Will I be the astronaut if I don't cook for him anymore? I mean, the question is, am I the astronaut for not wanting to cook for my partner anymore? If we take it at face value right there, that's a feeling, right? Like the desire is a feeling. You can't be an asshole for feeling something. If you actually, it's how you react or enact those feelings into action that can or can't make you an asshole. So I think it's how you follow through with this here. There's something I said before in stories about people not liking cooking, and I feel like I have to go back and reference it and at least be a little bit consistent with that. I feel like when you're cooking for someone, there's a risk involved, right? There's a risk involved of someone not liking it, and either that person can pretend to like it for your sake, or they can be truthful with you, and then you can know and take that observation for next time. The way that he handled it here, the way that your partner handled it here, was pretty childish. You know, picked around at it and then said, you know, I don't like that one thing. And then said that he ate the whole thing, but clearly didn't. Like, he handled it. He didn't handle it well. I honestly don't think that you handled it great either, though. And this is one of those things where, I mean, if you create new things and you're trying new recipes, somebody's bound to not like something. It's not a personal reflection on you. He acted like a child about it. And yeah, that sucks. He needs to change how he reacts to things there too. But on your end, as you're trying different things, you're going to come up on more things that he doesn't like, or maybe even you don't like. And how you react to those, I think, is how you can grow from it. You can take this as an observation, as a note, and be like, okay, well, we just know to avoid this kind of thing in the future. That's fine. Also, yeah, my partner's going to act like a child when there's something that he doesn't like. Maybe he was trying to spare your feelings and then made to feel like he was being forced to eat the vegetable or whatever, but it turned into a childish thing pretty quickly. I don't think you have to take it so personally. I don't think like it's a personal reflection on you. And I think that him trying to hide the fact that he was going to not eat that thing was probably him tiptoeing around your feelings, which at this point there was no way of him not offending you in some way, shape, or form there. So it's a risk whenever you try new things. It is a risk whenever you cook for people. It's not everybody's going to like it. It doesn't mean they don't like you. It doesn't mean that he was disrespecting you. He just didn't handle it well. Didn't handle it. I don't know. Handled it childishly. Yeah, I mean, he brozoed it up here by acting the way that he did and then saying that he finished it when he didn't. He acted like a child. I get that. And maybe it's him being childish that Opie found disrespectful here. But I don't think I think a lot of people go through this where they create something and then they take it as a personal reflection on themselves if people don't like it. Now, this is also out of character for Opie's partner here, who says, we've been together for many years and he's never been this rude about my cooking. Now, the rude things were, okay, hold up. His initial reactions and him saying what he said, that was a childish reaction. When he came into bed, he said that she overreacted, or said that OP overreacted and he ate the whole thing. So That's obviously not a smart thing to say, and he bros it up even harder there by saying, "Oh, you just overreacted." Instead of owning it, being like, yeah, I thought I could try that one thing, and I didn't handle it well. Whatever. He bros it up harder there. Tony Spark, it feels like you have something to chime in here about. Go ahead.
Well, I feel like the other part that she's just really frustrated about is that they chose the recipes together. Like, she showed it to him and let him pick and said, which one do you want to try? Which one do you like out of this? And he picked. And yes, it had a vegetable in there that he may not be fond of, but she was trying to include him in that. And he just, now granted, he may have just been like, I don't care, make whatever. But
right.
That also then falls on him to be like, I don't want to have this. But I feel like that's part of her frustration, is that she tried to include him in it. And he said, yeah, they'll do this one. And then it still didn't.
Right. Yeah. He had the opportunity to wave that off several times and didn't. And maybe he was trying to be adventurous and give that vegetable a shot or something and just did not handle it well at all. I get that. I still don't think it's a personal reflection on OP. I don't think it's him saying, like, because I don't like this vegetable, I don't like how you did this. Or now he did say, I don't like that vegetable. So he did project a little bit onto OP there and like basically blame it on her, even though he was there for all of it. And for that, yeah, I think it does sway a lot more in his direction for fault. Not that this is anybody's fault, but he had the opportunity to wave it off. He tried to focus blame on OP, then said that OP overreacted. He bros it up at every corner here. I still don't think OP should take this personally. Your partner just acted like an idiot and didn't handle it well. So maybe instead of this refusing to cook for him anymore thing, maybe take a break. Maybe just not a permanent thing. It could be a temporary thing. But also, I think if he's got these strong of opinions and also had those strong opinions, even though he was involved with the process, let him take it over for a while. And be like, look, I need a break after this scenario here, and I need you to take the reins and you run with it for a while, and then react honestly whenever he cooks things that you don't like too, and just make sure that you've got an open line there.